well. So let me pull up the guide. I'm going to walk you guys through it because this is a big mistake I see a lot. So let me pull this up. So guys, let me know if you can see my screen. Just give a thumbs up in the chat if you can see it, and then we can get started. Okay, hold up. Okay, perfect. So when it comes to skin and detoxing the skin, the three main organs that are responsible for the exit of the waste, especially on your skin, is the liver, the blood, and the lymphatic system. So acne is simply just metabolic waste. Now, metabolic waste is simply just waste in the body that has been metabolized, but it has nowhere to go. So this is how we combat this. Number one, we're going to start with the liver. So the liver is easy because it is a recoverable organ. So it is easy to open up the liver and get the liver back online. And the number one way to do this is very, very simple. As you can see here, it is simply by restraining from alcohol, smoking, and drugs and substances. The reason why I say this with the liver is because the liver is responsible for the biochemical breakdown of substances, drugs, and so forth. So this is how the liver gets compromised by consuming a lot of alcohol, drugs, and substances. So the easiest way to do that is to restrain from it completely, especially if you're seeing a lot of dryness in the skin, especially dark circles, darkness around the mouth. That is all related to the liver. The liver loves bitters, so you want to up your bitters. Your bitter herbs are amazing. So you want to up the bitters, and this should be every morning. You want to make sure that repetition, because your liver loves repetition. So for 1 week, you want to drink this liver tonic. It's going to be 1 tablespoon of dandelion root herb, and then 1 thumb, so like this, of ginger root, and half a lemon, and you're going to juice that, and then you're going to add warm water. So this is going to be like a tea, and this is what you're going to be doing every morning to open up your liver as a detox pathway. This is the number one sign of skin issues. So if you have eczema, dry skin, rashes, especially in areas around the mouth here, the neck, the forearm here, like this whole area here, in between this area, also in between the thighs, your stomach, then you need to open up the liver and you need to drink this liver tonic every morning. Another thing too with your liver is that it loves, loves, loves the spearmint, like the peppermint, the spearmint, and the milk thistle. So if you can get your hands on spearmint, drink some spearmint every morning. And also milk thistle is the best herb for the liver, especially if you have a hangover. Milk thistle will clear it right up. Milk thistle is amazing as well for that. So make sure to add that in for your liver tonic. Now let's move to the blood. The blood is very complex, and a lot of people skip this step, cleansing the blood. When you cleanse any organ, you have to also cleanse the blood. Like any detox you're doing, you have to cleanse the blood, especially if you're doing a parasite cleanse. The biggest mistake I see people make is they forget about the blood. The reason why is because the blood is the source of life. That is how your cells eat. You have macro cells and you have micro cells. Okay, your macro cells or your macro organs is obviously like your liver, your kidneys, your lymphatic system, and then you also have cells on a macro level. Okay, and they need to eat. So how your cells eat is actually through the blood. So nutrients gets absorbed into the blood and it transfers to the cells, and that's how your cells eat. So if your blood is not purified and you're eating processed food and you don't have the greatest gut health, then there's waste that's going to get reabsorbed into the bloodstream, and that's going to cause disease, it's going to cause skin issues, and that's going to cause poor performance in your cells. So you want to make sure that you're cleansing the blood. And the easiest way to cleanse the blood is with dark leafy greens. So I have a list of dark leafy greens for you. The first one is dandelion greens. Dandelion greens are amazing for cleansing out the blood, and also it's amazing for iron as well. Kale is amazing for iron. Spinach is also amazing for iron. I forgot this on the list, but if you guys have a pen and pad, write this down. Broccoli. Broccoli is amazing, amazing, amazing for the blood and for iron, because the blood must remain at a pH of 7.45, which is really important because the blood, of course, carries the oxygen, it carries the nutrients, and it also carries the waste throughout the cell. So it's very important that you keep the blood's pH at 7.45. And usually the blood is already at 7.45 and it doesn't really go up or down. If it does go up, that is a very scary sign, and that could lead to fatality. So usually your blood is always at a 7.45. So don't worry too much about the pH, but worry more about the purification of the blood and making sure that you keep your diet clean, you keep the blood's pH regulated, and you are making sure that you get rid of the waste through the blood by purifying it, of course. So what should you do with these leafy greens that I've listed? Like, what should you do with it? So here's what you do to up your iron and to also purify the blood. You want to make a stew every day for blood cleansing. You want to add kale and spinach. You want to make a kale and spinach stew. You want to lightly steam the kale and spinach for 10 minutes. You don't want to over steam this because you don't want to turn it into like a soggy stir fry. You almost want to make like a tea with the kale and spinach. Okay. And you don't want to add any oil. You just want to add water to lightly steam it. So you don't want to, sorry, what happened to this thing here? Sorry, guys. So yeah, you don't want to add so much oil and no seasoning as well. You want to make sure it's lightly steamed, add a little bit of water, but it should be like a tea-like consistency. And this should be eaten around 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Based on our last call, we talked about circadian rhythm, the best times to eat. This would be the best time to have the kale and spinach between 3 and 4. Now, the other herbs for your blood would be burdock root, yellow dock. Hold on, why is this not going down? It's pissing me off. Ooh, sorry, 1 second. I need to. Okay, now can you guys see this where it says burdock root, yellow dock, and sarsaparilla? Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, perfect. So now for the blood, the best herbs would be burdock root, yellow dock, and sarsaparilla. And these herbs are best taken together. Now, you can take one individually, but if you really want that kickstart on detoxing the blood, it's best to take these three together for more of a potency. And same thing, you want to make sure that you're taking these herbs between 3 to 4 p.m. and you want to take these herbs as a tea. Now, everything that I'm telling you, you want to do this every single day. Consistency is where you see the results. So you want to make sure that you're very, very, very consistent with this method. You don't skip a day. So you want to make sure that you're doing this every single day without skipping a day. So this is how you cleanse the blood. It's very, very simple, but it just involves a lot of consistency. Okay. Now, the lymphatic system. Let's move on to this. The lymphatic system, you always want to remember, the lymphatic system likes two things. It likes heat and it loves movement. So you want to make sure that you're moving. Stagnant energy is the worst energy to have in the body. Your lymphatic system hates stagnant energy. Okay. You want to make sure that you're always moving the body and you want to make sure that you're heating up the body. That's how you get rid of the waste that's stuck in your lymphatic system. The reason why the lymphatic system is important and it's always overlooked is because this is what holds all the waste in your body. Your lymphatic system is like a vacuum. It sucks up all of the waste. So think of your lymphatic system like a gift from God, and that is your body's natural way of healing itself. Every dis-ease starts and is captivated and pulled from the lymphatic system. So if your lymphatic system is backed up, you're bound to have dis-ease in the body. Your lymphatic system holds all the dead blood cells, all the dead cells, all the fatty cells, all of the dead, dirty waste, the metabolic waste, it's held in your lymphatic system. So you always want to remember exercise, exercise, exercise. Your body needs it. I know it's like we always hear, but it's so important because you want to make sure the body is moving. That's how you get rid of the excess fluid and the excess gunk in those lymph nodes. So remember these exercises that I'm about to tell you. So the first thing that you want to do to heat up the lymphatic system is massages. You want to massage your stomach, your face, and your full body. Now, last call, I kind of went through how to do it, but I'll do it again briefly. So you want to start with the face. So you want to do the forehead, the cheeks, and the chin. 5 minutes on each side. So your forehead, massage it for 5. Your cheeks here, massage it for 5. Your chin, massage for 5. When you're doing your face, you want to have like little hooks. So you want to hook your hands like this, and then you want to go like this. I have bangs today, so you want to go up, 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 up. 5 minutes. Now with the cheeks, you want to go up, 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 up. 5 minutes. Now for here, you want to go up, down, up, down, up, down. Now, the main lymph nodes for your face is going to be here, here, and here. Have you ever woken up puffy? If you have woken up puffy, then you need to do a face massage because you're holding on to too much liquid and water, and that's also related to the lymphatic system. So every morning, you need to be doing this massage, especially if you're waking up puffy and your face is always like bloated in the morning, you're holding on to a lot of water. You need to be doing lymphatic drainages. So a recap, go like this, forehead, forehead, up, 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 and then bring it down, down. Now, when you're doing your full body, you want to do it down. Your face, you want to go up because you want to go against gravity. You don't want your face to sag. You want your face to be lifted, so you go up. And then when it comes to your body, you want to go down because you want to move the fluid down so you end up peeing it out. So every every side of your body, you want to do 5 minutes. So with your arms, you want to go up, down for 5. Then you can also slap. Slapping actually wakes up the nodes and it actually creates more heat faster when you slap and then go up, up 5 minutes. Same on the other arm. You want to slap, 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 up, up. And then same with your stomach as well. So I'm going to stand up. Oops. So you want to do, no, for your stomach, you want to do a fist and you want to go like this. You want to take everything towards your belly button. So for reference, my belly button is right here. So you want to take a fist and you want to go down towards your belly button, down towards your belly button. You want to take it from the sides and put it toward your belly button. This is really good for you if you wake up bloated and you wake up really puffy around the stomach. You definitely want to drain the lymph nodes, especially if you're someone who wakes up puffy in the morning. You definitely want to do this. Heat up the stomach, take it down towards your belly button. And once you get it towards your belly button, you're going down, across, down, across, down, across. And the easiest way to tell if it's working is if you have to use the washroom after. So make sure you do not stop until you use the washroom after. Now, when you're doing lymphatic massages on your leg, you can still do the same method that you used for your arms. So you can do the slapping method and the rub down, up, slapping method. And this for your legs, 5 minutes on each leg is fine. So you can do the slapping, up, down, slapping, up, down. Same with your calves. And that's how you do the full body for the lymphatic system and to drain your lymph. The main focus should be your stomach because that's where most of your lymph nodes are, in the stomach. Now, the best way to open up your lymph nodes in regards to diet is a lot of hydration. Your lymphatic system loves the hydration, it loves the water. So making sure you're eating hydrating fruits like apples, melons, grapes, oranges, peaches, pineapples, cucumbers, those are really, really good for hydration. Now, when you're eating these fruits, you can juice them or eat them solid. If you really want that hydration, then definitely juice. But if you don't mind, then you can definitely eat them solid. But if you're looking for hydration, you're very dehydrated, go ahead and juice them. Don't even eat them solid, juice. And when you are juicing, make sure that you remove the skin from the cucumbers, the pears, and the peaches. These skins are very thick. So just to avoid all of that and to have healthy waste, make sure to get rid of the skin. Okay? Now, for sweating, your lymphatic system loves a nice sweat. So with this, you want to make sure that you're hitting the sauna twice a week to get all of that gunk out. You release waste through the sweat, through sweating. So this is where the movement comes in. So the sauna twice a week, and then you can do workouts like jumping, treadmill, trampoline, swimming, etc. However you choose to work out, you need to do that. Now, the reason why it's like the choice is yours is because you don't want to dread this step. It's really crucial and you should be doing this every day. So pick something that you like to do that you can tolerate for 30 minutes a day and do that for 30 minutes a day. And that is how you open up your lymphatic system. Okay. Now we're going to move on to gut health and diet. So if you are trying to clear your skin, these are the telltale things that trigger acne and that triggers a skin reaction. So you want to get rid of the main triggers. These are the main triggers that triggers acne, that triggers eczema, that triggers a skin reaction. So you want to do no grains. Grains is the number one thing that triggers acne. So grains would be like your pasta, your rice, things of that sort triggers the acne. Bread as well. Also, no wheat and gluten. That is a big, big one as well. Gluten, a lot of people are gluten sensitive for a reason, and gluten is another thing that it triggers people's acne like no other. Of course, another one that's really, really important is no processed food. Processed food already in itself is metabolic waste. So when you're eating processed food, you're eating food that's already went through its own metabolic process. Think of like a potato chip. It's been broken down so many times, it's been manufactured, and what's left for you to eat is the junk part. So, like I always say, you guys, it takes energy to make energy. So, if you are extracting energy from your body to break down something that's going to yield you no energy, that doesn't make any sense. And that's pretty much what processed food is. It's food that's already went through its own metabolic process. So, when you're eating it, you're not yielding energy. So, you're pretty much wasting your energy eating processed food. Another one here that I have is no baked goods, but what I really meant to say is no refined sugar. So you can still have baked goods, but making sure there's no refined sugar in them. Another big trigger for a lot of people is dairy and meat, especially processed dairy and meat. This is a big, big one that triggers a lot of people, dairy and meat. So this is where you kind of have to have your discernment and figure out what your triggers are. But if you are triggered by dairy and meat, you will know because you'll have breakouts, especially around the chin. So if you're breaking out around the chin, jawline, cheeks, that is a telltale sign of dairy and meat. So go ahead and get rid of that out of the list. Another one too here is beans. Beans have a lot of acid in them, especially like phytic acid in there as well. So beans can trigger a lot of people. It also leaves people gassy and bloated. So I would just not mess with the beans at all because of that. Another one here as well that I have is canned food. Canned food is pumped with a lot of chemicals, with a lot of adjectives, preservatives, which can mess up the gut health. And I always say, guys, the gut health is the root cause of skin issues. So get rid of the canned food, stay away from it as best as you can. And then I have here in bold, nothing that comes from a box. If you really want to clear your skin, clear it out, you need to eat whole foods, foods that do not come from a box. Try your best to, take some extra time and to, make your own food, but making sure that you're not eating anything from a box. So as you can see here, I do have no seasoning because most seasonings do have preservatives and adjectives in there. So when it comes to seasonings, the ones that you can trust and rely on is going to be, of course, salt, cayenne pepper, thyme, onion, garlic, rosemary, coriander to season your food. Those real whole herbs, those seasonings you can count on. But most seasonings have adjectives and preservatives, which can mess up the gut microbiome, leading to detox symptoms like acne, skin issues, and rashes. Okay, so now moving on to over here where it says your new diet and schedule. So we talked about this last time, but eating in a circadian rhythm. This is really, really important. I talk about this every single day. I'll preach it day in and day out. You really want to make sure when it comes to your herbal teas that I mentioned earlier, you want to make sure that you're eating them between 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So your herbal teas are good to have as soon as you wake up in the morning. That's okay. You can use that for hydration early in the morning, but you're not eating your first meal until 12 when the sun is at the highest in the sky. Because I always say, guys, it takes energy to make energy. So when you wake up in the morning, a lot of us, we're still building up that energy. We typically get our energy between 12 and 3. So if you ever notice, even if you're at school, work, wherever you are, you tend to have the most energy during lunchtime. Why is that? Because the sun is at the highest in the sky. And when you have the most energy, you can actually break down the food that you're eating, you can break down the nutrients and actually yield the most energy from your food. That is why it's so important to eat your heaviest meals from 12 to 3. Very, very important. Now, when it comes to eating dinner, you do not want to have a heavy dinner. Cut that out. Because what happens is that when the sun is starting to go down, when the sun is starting to set, your body starts producing melatonin, which is telling your body it's time to go to bed. Now, when you're decreasing energy, you also want to make sure that your food is decreasing as well, because as you decrease in energy, so does your metabolism. So you don't want to have a big dinner. Like I know we've always been told that we have to have a big breakfast and a big dinner. This makes no sense. And the healthcare system loves to do this to us. It loves to tell us the opposite, okay? To keep us stuck in a rut. If you ever notice that you wake up bloated, you wake up tired, you wake up sluggish, it's because you're eating too late at night. Like after watching this live, guys, like I want you tonight, literally after the live, it's going to be like 7 o'clock. Do not eat anything after this live. Do not. And I want you to tell me tomorrow or just do a mental check-in and think, like when you wake up tomorrow, was I tired? Was I sluggish? Or did I have enough energy? Because usually what happens if you wake up sluggish, tired, and you have no energy, it's because you're eating too late at night. So I want you to think back to the time where you ate at like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. Did you not wake up feeling sluggish and tired? Probably you did because you're eating too late at night and your body does not have the energy to break down the food. So that's another thing too. A lot of people eat a big breakfast and a big dinner, making that mistake. Okay. Now, this is kind of the last part, and this is what to use on your skin when you're detoxing and when you're noticing these purging symptoms. So the best thing to do is less is more. If you can put less on your skin, the better your skin will be. Because you have to remember, your skin has tiny pores. So your skin soaks up everything you put on it. Every single thing you put on your skin will absorb. So if you're using products that have chemicals in it, you're going to absorb those chemicals, and it's going to go into your bloodstream, creating more dis-ease and more purging like symptoms on your skin. So you really want to make sure that you're keeping it natural and less is more. So a lot of people say that like, oh, I have sensitive skin, or like, oh, I changed my skincare products and I'm breaking out, but they say that these products are really good. It's simply because these products have heavy chemicals in there, especially if it has sulfate, especially if it has parabens, and it's absorbing into your bloodstream, creating a more corrosive reaction to your skin. So you want to keep it light. You want to keep it less chemicals as possible. Stick to natural soaps. My favorite soaps to use, especially if you're having purging like symptoms, is lemongrass and candula soap. These soaps are naturally natural. Yeah. So they're naturally natural. They have nothing in it and it's organic and it helps soothe the skin. So if you're someone who has a lot of rashes, you have a sensitive skin, you tend to break out a lot, lemongrass and candula will help soothe the skin. So you want to make sure that you're using these products. Also, as well, if you need an exfoliant, the best thing to do is to use oatmeal. Oatmeal is an amazing exfoliant, and it's amazing as well if you have sensitive skin, if you have rashes, and your skin is very fragile right now. Oatmeal is amazing. Now, you can use blended or grinded up oatmeal, mix it with a little bit of water, massage it so it creates like a paste, and massage it into your skin. Leave it in for a couple of minutes until it dries, and then rinse it off. Now, if you're someone that has a lot of whiteheads, has a lot of cysts, has a lot of ingrowns, the best mask for you would be bentonite clay. This is amazing. Now you can mix it with water or apple cider vinegar, and you want to, of course, leave it on until it dries. And then once it's dried and once it pulls out all that gunk, then you can rinse it off. So these are my favorite products to use, but my biggest takeaway when it comes to what to use on your skin is less is more. Like for me, when I had a big like 4-step skincare routine, that was when my skin was the worst. Now I don't even like sometimes I don't even use the lemongrass soap because what I use every day is lemongrass soap. And most times I just do an oil cleanse and I'm done. because I noticed that especially in the winter when it's drier months, my skin gets very sensitive. So less is more, you guys. If you really want to glow from within, it starts with what you're eating, because famous quote is you are what you eat. You are what you put in. As within, so without. So this is really, really crucial. And, a lot of people think that we have to do so much, but healing is simple. Healing is very, very simple. And once you realize that it's very simple, you don't have to do so much because your body naturally heals itself. That's the big takeaway. Okay. And I feel like the healthcare system, we've been brainwashed for such a long time to think that healing starts outside of us, but healing starts from within us. And that's how these big corporations in the healthcare system, that's how they make their money. They profit off you seeking it outside of yourself, thinking that you don't have the power when your body naturally heals itself. And it's like, we have to put ourselves in the space where our body can actually heal itself. And how can our body heal? When we just put it in rest mode. Because in rest mode, when your body is naturally in its rest and it's naturally regulated, that's how it heals. When you naturally regulate your body, that's how your body heals. Now, for scarring, if you do experience scarring after clearing out the skin, the best thing to use is turmeric powder and water. You can create a paste and you can do like spot treatments depending on where you scar. This is amazing. Turmeric is really, really good for scars and for an overall glow. And if you have severe scarring, the best thing to use is papaya oil and neem oil. This will soothe it right up. But most times when you have scarring or you have discoloration, it is due to the buildup of acid. So acids are naturally corrosive in nature. So you, of course, when it comes to chemistry, you have alkaline and you have acids. Acids, and by the way, you guys want to have a balance of both. A lot of people fear acids, but acids are actually, they hold their benefit as well. So you need a balance so your body can be in a homeostasis, it can be regulated. So when you have too much acid, though, it becomes corrosive. And acids, what they do is that they chew up at the cells, especially your skin cells. So if you have a lot of discoloration and scars, that is a sign of acid buildup, especially in your skin cells. And what acids do is that they chew up at the cells, creating the damage in the skin, creating the scarring. So you want to make sure that you balance your acids, the acid in your body. And the easiest way to balance the acid in the body is by eating the correct amount of protein. So a lot of us go over our protein consumption. And this is why we have a buildup of acids in the body, because protein is built up of amino acids, which means protein is acidic. Protein creates this acid-like response to your skin and it chews up at your cells. So you want to make sure you're eating the right amount of protein. And I know everyone in here is most likely between the ages of 25 and 50. So if you're a woman between the ages of 25 and 50, the best amount of protein or the right amount of protein that you need is 40 grams of protein. Do not go over, and of course, do not go under. That is the typical amount of protein that you need, and you should not be when you go over. Again, when you go over, that is when you start to see these acid-like responses in your body. Okay, so this was the skin guide. This is what you need to do if you're experiencing this detox-like symptoms on your skin. So when you are detoxing, you're following the protocol, you're doing the fruit fast, you're doing your intermittent fasting, you're eating in a circadian rhythm, you're changing your diet, you're going to raw, you're changing your diet to raw. You will notice that you do get detox-like symptoms, which is okay, especially on the skin. This is how you combat it. When you open up your liver, your blood, and your lymphatic system, this is how you will never have these skin problems. This is how you can handle it, and this is how you can control it. Now, of course, you will be getting pimples here and there just based on, because we're not perfect. So, but this is how you can actually handle it and combat it so it doesn't get to a point where it's unbearable. Now, I do see you guys have questions in the chat, so I'm going to go through the chat because I was talking a lot. So let me go through the chat and see what you guys are saying and see if you guys have any questions. Okay. So Alexia said, where can we find these vegetables? I haven't seen some of these at my local grocery store. So the best place to get organic produce is going to be your Asian supermarkets, they have a lot of organic produce that are organic. And then also Healthy Planet, if you are in Canada, they have amazing organic fruits as well. And also Whole Foods is really good as well. You can find the spinach, the kale there. So definitely check out those three places. And then Electra said, wow, paprika's no good. Yeah, so for this detox, we have to cut out the paprika because most paprikas, they do have preservatives in them. So if you can find an all natural paprika seasoning, then go for it. But definitely, if you are gonna dabble in the paprika, oh, she said heartbreak. Yeah, if you are gonna dabble in paprika, definitely check the ingredients to see what's in there to see if it is all natural and organic, but most paprikas are not, so I would stay away from it completely. Um, do you have any recommendation for face lotion? Okay, so the best face lotions that I would recommend would be shea butter. Shea butter is amazing. When it comes to lotions itself, though, a nice vitamin C or yeah, sorry, vitamin E lotion is really good as well. I don't know if you can find vitamin C lotion, but those are the three I would recommend. Shea butter, vitamin C lotion, and vitamin E lotion. And these can be found at Healthy Planet. These also could be found on Amazon as well. If you want, I can link the resources where you can get them where it's 100% natural. But yeah, guys, that is the cheat code to dealing with your skin and purging on a detox. Do you guys have any other questions so far before I move on? And then, oh, Alexa also said, also, when we do the spot treatment for turmeric, how long should we keep it on for? That's a good question, Alexa. I like that question. So, depending on how severe the scars are, what you can do is you can leave it on for an hour or you can leave it on overnight. But the reason why overnight is tricky because turmeric stains, so it leaves like this like white curry stain. So just be careful when it comes to doing it overnight because if you have white sheets, you're gonna have stains. And also it might stain your clothes, it might stain your fingers. So make sure to wear gloves when you are putting it on your skin, or you can use a Q-tip to put it on your skin. Just based on because it stains. But yeah, you could leave it on overnight or for an hour. And that's the best recommendation for the turmeric. Okay. Yeah, guys. So no problem. I actually do like these questions. Thank you guys so much for the questions. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so um, that is the guide. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to send this in the community. Also, when I stop recording, you also have access to this recording as well. So make sure that you take note of these things. It's really important to follow this by a T. I think the main thing here is consistency, consistency, consistency. You need to be staying consistent, okay? Because there's times where your skin and other like detox pathways like your liver, your kidney, your lymphatic system, there's times where they're going to take longer to open. So if you are not seeing results within a week, don't give up. Sometimes it takes you 2 weeks, sometimes it takes you a month, sometimes 6 months, but it really all depends, especially based on your habits. If you're someone who lived all their life, eating processed food, doing all of the bad habits that doesn't really benefit your body, and now you're like your liver and your lymphatic system is now compromised, then it may take you longer. So make sure that you stay at it every single day. Consistency, consistency, consistency is key when it comes to your skin health, okay? If you want to glow from within, it takes effort and it takes consistency and it takes discipline. Now, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Okay. And I'm also going to stop recording as well. So that brings us to the end of today's live, guys. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope this brought insight for you. And like I said, guys, this is a process. Healing and detoxing is a journey, not a destination. So make sure that you are doing the work, you're putting the work in. And yeah, results are bound to happen when you put in the work and the effort. So thank you guys so much for tuning in.